Casey Scheinfeld.
Hello, fellow fantasy sports fans. I'm Dr. Dan Ratner, and we are here for MFSN, the Hub's fantasy football draft. We're getting started in 30 seconds.
We are live.
We're live. I'm here with Ross the Boss.
We're live. We're doing a fantasy draft. No KC, Vlad to the Vone Scheinfeld. We'll be going over each pick. As I mentioned earlier, I'm on auto draft, which means I don't have to do anything. I just sit here and watch who I pick because that's what I do.
That's right. And no, that means, Ross, you carry this conversation when you have to, because there's going to be some times where I'm going to be like, wait, who am I picking?
Just the face on Dan Ratner when he's picking is the best. I have the 10th pick, I believe. Dan, where are you picked?
I'm picking 7th. You are picking the Bengals West Coast, right? Yep.
Well, so what other name would 10th. I have?
Yeah, listen. I mean, of course.
10th. And we have a second clock of 45 seconds. Is that too long? That's perfect, right?
No,
45 seconds.
To me, that's a little short. I would want a minute.
Like
listen, that's why I got DeAndre Swift. So I'm going to be really careful about that this time.
That was a great story.
It was a great story. I mean, it was all worth it.
It was a trigger for a long time, and then you traded him for Nick Chubb later in the season, and you were happy. So there you go.
That's right.
So tell me what's going on. I cannot see that far because the names are small to me. Tell me who's getting picked, and I'll.
Well, Tyreek Hill just went 5th, and I'm disappointed about that because I really wanted to.
Okay, who went first? Tell me what's going on.
All right, well, let's see. First was Christian McCaffrey, then Josh Allen, then CeeDee Lamb, then Patrick Mahomes, then Tyreek Hill. So let's see.
So let me just explain to the audience. So the reason you're seeing quarterbacks go so quick is that this is a super draft league, which means that we have 2 quarterbacks we can start in our league. So quarterbacks go quick.
Who do I pick? I wanted Breece Hall there. Should I go Bijan Robinson? Should I go Amon-Ra St. Brown? Should I go with Jalen Hurts?
All these are great names. It's strategy. It's up to you.
Or CJ Stroud?
All those guys I
like. Too early? Is it too early?
It's never too early in a super. Let me just explain to my audience. A super draft league, you want to take your quarterbacks early because the good ones go quickly. And it's a huge.
I can't pass
up.
I can't pass up Jalen Hurts there. I can't. Not in a Superflex league.
I'm not complaining. I think it's a great pick. Jalen Hurts, new offense. Philadelphia.
Hey, guess what? Eagles. Garrett Wilson just went to a team called JETS Jets. Did you know? I talked to a Jets fan a while back, and he said that a lot of Jets fans think that the acronym Jets is just end the season.
The Jet fans are talking a lot of smack this year.
I like your pick, Ross. Did you see who you got?
No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Now, he's my favorite fantasy player this year. I think he'll have a huge year. I love him this year. I had some quarterbacks high up there, but they went quick. So I guess I'm going to get a quarterback. Hopefully, maybe in the next round, I'll get a quarterback.
See, now look, CJ Stroud just went, and that makes me regret my pick because, I mean, who's going to regret Jalen Hurts? But at the same time, CJ Stroud he's kind of my guy.
You've been talking about him all year. I like CJ Stroud. I think it's a great pick for a super draft league early, yes. And there's no tight end in this league. So it doesn't mean you have to draft a tight end. You don't need to start a tight end. But I would say there's 4 or 5 tight ends that you should draft in this league just because they'll be getting points. Laporta, Kelsey, your boy McBride, Andrews. Even I like Kittle even. So those are 5.
They'll all get drafted for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we at? Tell me what's going on.
Lamar Jackson just went right after CJ Stroud. So, this is typical in a super draft.
Lamar Jackson.
In a super flex league. So who just went? Jordan Love just went. Wow. So, I mean, look, it's not that surprising. But Big Star Sky took CJ Stroud and Jordan Love with his first 2 picks. And those are great picks. But what it means is now we've all got to look at quarterbacks and think, wait a minute. Should I be going with another quarterback right away, or am I going to settle for something less?
I'm auto draft, so I have no idea. I have no idea who I'm picking. I have no idea.
Well, that's true. Although you did order the picks, right? You chose them based on what you
Yes.
think is
I'm
good.
not. Yes, I did before the draft. I put them in the order that I liked, using a lot of quarterbacks on top as a good strategy for Super Draft. And where we are in the draft, tell me what's going on now.
So AJ Brown just went 16th. Jamar Chase went 15th. We are at pick 17. We're in round 2.
So I picked again.
Now I need to pick.
So who did I pick? Oh,
Kyron Williams. You haven't picked yet. No, you did pick. Hold on. Let me concentrate on my pick first.
Okay.
All right. I got to pick between Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. No, I'm not going Dak Prescott. I think I'm going to go Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray should have a good season. He looked good last year. I think it's a great pick.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up my quarterbacks. I got 2 quarterbacks.
Okay,
now...
you got 2 quarterbacks. Oh, okay, nothing else. What?
Now,
who did I take?
Let's see who you picked. Let's see. You got Jamar Chase. So
okay, I got Chase and Brown.
Meanwhile, we've got Chris Atwater here. He says, you don't get a minute. We don't have that kind of time. I totally agree with you on that aspect, Chris. I don't have time for it.
I think 45 seconds is a perfect amount. It's not 30 seconds. It's not a minute, but it's 45. It's good. It's a good amount. Chris Atwater will be taking a lot of SEC players. I feel it.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Now look at this. This is interesting to me. Marvin Harrison is ranked 16th overall. I know there's a lot of hype on him, but he's still a rookie wide receiver. I don't see that.
Wow.
Now, then again, I mean, I'm looking at the different players there, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of.
I think it's some intrigue and some question with them. I think it's more like a glamour pick, to pick a guy that has so much hype on him to start the season. I mean, you buy into it. You know, he's on the cover of magazines. I mean, this guy is just making he's going to be a poster boy for a lot of different companies, and it'll be, I'm sure in Arizona he's doing a lot of stuff, and this guy has a lot of hype. We'll see what happens.
Surprising to me, but
now where we at in draft? Who was the last pick?
Let's see. The last pick was Jahmyr Gibbs. We had Derrick Henry that went before. Travis Etienne went before. Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
So look, Justin Jefferson at the 20th pick. It's very good value, probably, but he's got.
That's a steal. No, that's a steal. Jefferson
at 20th
that's a steal. You take him immediately. Justin Jefferson.
You have to. But look, that shows how far he's fallen. I mean, this is a super flex league. So
again. Yeah,
I mean nobody's going to take Kyler Murray over Justin Jefferson in a non-superflex league. That's not going to happen.
But superflex leagues are fun. I suggest if you're watching, you should attempt to try and do one, at least one this year. They offer it on Yahoo and ESPN, and a lot of leagues offer it. It's fun. I like mixing it up with our league, having no tight ends. I was thinking about not having a kicker, but I don't know. I just kept a kicker. Next year we won't have a kicker. How about that?
I'm glad to get rid of it. I'd even get rid of defense, but it's fine.
I like defense.
Marvin Harrison Jr. just went after Puka Nacua. See, I mean, look at that though. I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but when you can get Puka Nacua versus Marvin Harrison Jr., I'd much rather have Puka Nacua, and it's one pick.
I'm telling you, it's the whole mystery. They think, I'm just saying, in Arizona, they think this guy's is going to be like Fitzgerald. I mean, that's who they're comparing him to. Remember him for the Cardinals?
And I think that he ultimately could be. I just don't think he's going to be that this season.
I mean, Fitzgerald was one of your picks back in the day. I remember you had him on your team and you loved him. And he's, great receiver. But I remember they had Bowden too. They had like 2 great receivers. Remember that? They had the Bowden and they had Fitzgerald in Arizona. And now they have Wilson.
I don't remember Bowden for some reason.
Bowden. Remember the
Florida, you're talking about Anquan Bolden.
Bolden, thank you, Florida State. Yes. But yeah, I mean he.
Okay, so Joe Burrow just went, and I'm gonna get this wide receiver that I'm super high on, and so are you, Nico Collins. So I got Nico Collins at 31.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pick. I like Nico Collins. I haven't been like 80% of my leagues. No kidding. I have Nico Collins for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, you and I are so high on him. It's not a surprise we'd end up with him with a lot of shares in him.
I really think so. He's a crowded wide receivers in Houston. You know, I don't know why you're taking him. It doesn't. They're paying him so much money. He'll be getting the ball a lot. Don't worry.
And he's just he's extremely talented. And at this point, I think he is the biggest talent on that team in the receiving core. So Cooper Kupp just went 32. That's a good pick too. Dak Prescott goes next. You know, we've got in a super flex league, the quarterbacks are just flying off the charts.
Flying off the charts.
Achan just went.
Achan.
So, you know, running backs are starting to run a little.
People are high in Achan this year. I like Miami has like all these good offensive players: Waddle, Hill, Achan, Tua. I mean, I like all these guys in Miami. I like their team. I think the Dolphins will do really well this year, a lot better than last year. Their defense is really good too. Watch out, Dolphin fans. You're going to have a big year.
All right, Ross, help me out here. I'm going to tell you that since you're auto drafting,
okay,
I can just tell you. Okay, so I'm thinking about at this pick, Mike Evans. Mike Evans, if he's available, is a possibility. But I'm leaning more towards Jalen Waddle. I could take Devonta Smith because it would be a stack with Jalen Hurts.
AJ Brown. Oh, Jalen Hurts, right?
But and then another choice that I might make would be maybe James Cook or something like that to get on the running back board.
I like your Waddle. I like him a lot. I like Waddle's my top pick that you mentioned.
Oh, you just got Jared Goff, by the way. That's a good get for you.
I think Jared Goff will be a huge fantasy guy this year. I think he's a steal. I think he can wait on getting a quarterback in a regular league. And if you get a Goff or like a CJ Stroud or like there's so many good quarterbacks this year. It's and Burrow's going late too. Get him.
Yeah.
I would get Waddle. For some reason, people are not drafting him. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people just look at numbers. You know, he got 4 touchdowns, and his receptions were down. But I don't know. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm tempted to take Devonta Smith though instead because so Mike Evans just went, but
now Mike Evans, I like 1,000 yards every year of his career, and he's in his 9th year. He's getting old in the tooth. But doesn't matter. He's 1,000 yards every year. That's an accomplishment.
Okay, so I went Jalen Waddle. So now I've got my 2 quarterbacks. I've got Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle at wide receiver. My next target is I got to get on the board at running back in some way. So although maybe not.
We went over earlier. I don't know if everybody watched this earlier, but we talked about a lot of like middle of the road running backs that you would be happy to have as your running backs. I mean, it's not like
now when I'm drafting. At this point, Ross, I don't know if you do this, but I start putting people in my queue. Normally, I
did it before the draft. I did a bunch of queues too. Like the same order I picked in, I just copied it basically. I made a little movement, but not much. But I just switched it up.
So it is true, though, when I look at this, I'm like, ooh, their running back has gotten dicier than I would have hoped at this point, But there's some good options. Hopefully at least one of them falls to me. I'm hoping for James Cook or Rachaad White here.
I like Rachaad White better than Cook. I'm not in love with Buffalo's offense.
Well, Cook just got taken, so I'm not going to get him. So now here's the question. If it's Rachaad White, I could take Kenneth Walker. Devonta Smith just went.
I like Rachaad White. That's a good pick for you. That guy gets a lot of handoffs in Tampa Bay for that kid. I mean, he gets a lot. He gets the ball on the goal line. I mean,
he had a really good season.
Yeah, it was like. Didn't a listener tell us he was like number 7 overall in fantasy last year for a running back? That's pretty good.
Running back 7. Okay, so Joe Mixon just went 51st. I'm glad to see that pick because I'm not. I know you're not high on Mixon. You think he might be a bust. Okay, so Kenneth Walker just went. Now, what it's coming down to is if Rachaad White gets taken, there's a big drop off for me after that.
No. Tell me who else at running back is out there. I'll tell you what to do.
Well, James Conner would probably be next.
I like James Conner for you.
Zamir White, Tony
Not
Pollard.
a big Raider guy. I'm afraid of Pollard. I mean, I don't mind him, but I want to see what happens the first couple weeks.
I could go with Ford, and then
you're a Browns guy. I know you're not high in the. I know you like kind of left the Browns fan club, but you still live there.
I mean, I'm a huge Cleveland fan. I just the Browns organization.
I get it. I get it. But I like Ford, University of Cincinnati guy, class act.
Okay, so thankfully for me, Rachaad White did not get taken because there's a big drop off after that. So I'm gonna go grab him. Jaden Daniels just went before that. Malik Neighbors went before that. So
Casey would have loved if you got Malik Neighbors, but you screwed up on that. Don't worry.
Well, I would have had to give up Jalen Waddle to do it. Would that have been worth it? I don't think so.
No, because Casey does the greatest impression of Waddle I've ever seen. So
that's right. Now we can do it every week.
Every week.
So now I've got to choose between, different wide receiver flex plays or getting my second running back.
I always say this to myself. In our league, we have a lot of flex positions, and we have 2, I think, and best player available. That's all I got to tell you. I mean,
for the most part,
you can't worry about filling a position unless it's.
I had to fill one running back position, but listen, if Rachaad White had gotten taken, I wouldn't have done it because then it isn't worth it. Fine, I'll just.
You're better off. I think best player available. And when we get to your pick again, I have no idea who I'm picking. I have no idea who's on my team except Goff.
Let's take a look. Hold on. Oh wait.
And St. Brown. Nobody. I have no idea.
Here, Bengals West Coast.
That's the way I roll. That's the way I roll.
You have Jared Goff at quarterback. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamar Chase as your wide receivers. That's pretty nasty. You've got Achane at running back. Yep. That's what you've got so far. You're picking next. Dalton Kincaid just went.
Oh God! Why would somebody take him so early? I see that's a mistake,
especially in a league like this.
Yeah, you don't need a tight end in our league, which I'm so happy.
You got Kirk Cousins. Okay, so you got a great second quarterback there. Now
I like Kirk Cousins.
Now you're just looking for either a running back or best player available.
Best player. All I care about is best player available.
Okay, so James
Conner like to get a running back.
So that makes it so that I'm more willing to wait at running back at this point. Trevor Lawrence just went.
Where are we coming back to the turn, or am I not picking for like 10 picks?
You are picking him 3 picks.
Okay, there you go.
So you probably programmed in best player available, and let's see who that's going to be.
I didn't. I just did an order. I bet you
I bet you're going to get T Higgins.
T Higgins, I cut up there. I had some running backs up there. I can't remember. I dropped it. I think AJ Dillon. I had my first. I'm just kidding. I didn't have AJ Dillon. I'm sure somebody's going to draft him. I guarantee it.
This is a very interesting part of the draft, though, because I'm looking at these different players and I'm like, wow, there's some really good receiver value here. I don't like the running back value here. Tight end in this league, I'm not going to bother.
There's 5 or 6 that would be drafted.
Okay, so you got Matthew Stafford. Now that means that you took 2 quarterbacks. Is that right? Yes. So you have 3 quarterbacks now.
So the reason that's good is because there's bye weeks and quarterbacks. I don't remember this last year. What happened? Remember there was a time when like almost 40% of the teams did not have their starting quarterback from this opening day because of injury. I mean, people get hurt. That's all I got to say. And to have I would say a quarterback like Stafford to be like a choice of mine, and I can start him. I could, these are great choices to have. So in a league like this, I think it's important to have a really good quarterback. You can always trade too.
Right. See, that's the thing. I'm looking at these different players. I could take Tank Dell. I could take T Higgins. Yep. After that, to me, there's a big drop off, and that makes me wonder about that quarterback thing.
I like your team. I like Tank Dell just because you have Nico. I like that combination for you.
You would like that. I also could go with I could go with Justin Herbert, but I know you're not high on him, right?
With let me just talk about Justin Herbert. He had an off year last year. Now he has Harbaugh as his coach, and Harbaugh doesn't like to throw the ball.
All right, I took Tank Dell.
You did?
I took Tank Dell. But it's interesting because if I had taken CJ Stroud, imagine watching Texans games.
No, but this is good. I like the Tank Dell, Nico Collins, because I don't know if Diggs is going to be. I'm curious. I don't know what happens to Diggs in that offense.
So Diggs just got picked 2 picks later.
Wow, before Tank Dell. See, that's wow.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't before. It was 2 picks after Tank Dell.
After. Okay.
But even so, I'd much rather have Tank Dell than. I mean, I could be wrong about it, but
I'm
what I like.
I have no idea.
What I like about Tank Dell here, for me, is just that it feels like now I've got 3 really good receivers, and
really good.
I can start to build in all kinds of other options.
I don't think it's a bad thing to take a third quarterback. If you have a third quarterback, you have an advantage against the rest of the teams because most teams just take 2.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
And one of those quarterbacks go down, you're back. You're starting a backup.
Yeah, and that's a big disadvantage in this league. So I'm probably going to take another quarterback. What were you saying about Justin Herbert?
Well, the Justin Herbert is this. Harbaugh, remember him? Anytime he coaches a team, the run comes first. He runs it. And Herbert's wide receivers are all gone. Keenan Allen is now with the Bears, and Mike Williams is now with the Jets.
So would you rather have Justin Herbert or Aaron Rodgers or Baker Mayfield? Yeah.
I like Aaron Rodgers. I just think he's I know he's kind of kooky and everything. I get it, but if I had 2 minutes,
he can be elite.
He's an elite guy. I mean, he has good receivers in New York, and that I'm telling you, if he can just somehow stay healthy, he's going to have a huge year, like 4,000 yards. I mean, he's a gunslinger. This guy. I mean, he really is. He doesn't like to hand off the ball. He likes to throw.
I'm going to take him because I think you are right. I mean, to have 3 quarterbacks in this kind of league,
big advantage
is huge.
I mean, I think so, and that way I can waive some. If some guy needs a quarterback, which everybody's going to, I guarantee. Quarterbacks don't stay healthy in the NFL anymore. It's not back in the day when now they get hurt. I mean, because players are bigger and stronger and faster.
Yep.
And these guys go down like flies. And last year, I don't know if you remember this, but it was like all these guys, all these superstars were hurt. I mean, Hurts. I mean, all these guys.
Yep.
I mean, it was horrible.
Now, what I'm looking at now.
Who's just drafted?
Javonte Williams just went. He was a guy I was looking at. Raheem Mostert.
Paper mache.
Interestingly, Ramondre Stevenson went before all of them, and so did Aaron Jones and Alvin Kamara. So see, these are guys we talked about.
There's always some sucker that takes Kamara and Kamara his career's over with. Don't draft him. Whoever drafted him, it must have, who knows who took him.
So there was a run on tight ends because they just were.
Why?
I think it was just at this point they were as good as the receivers that were out there.
Oh.
Now,
okay, where were you at in the draft?
All right, so right now you are about to pick in 3 picks.
Yeah, and I go quick. I pick like in 5 seconds.
I know it's almost like you're auto drafting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Ford gone? He's not gone. Wow.
Gerald Ford, or which Ford are you talking about?
I'm talking about if I could draft Gerald Ford, but he would stumble, I'm sure.
Okay, he would fall off the stairs. I remember Chevy Chase.
I know. All I can think about is Chevy Chase falling down. That is funny.
See, I mean, back then it was they knew how to do comedy back then. Now it's all they're afraid to offend anybody. Whatever.
It's very, very annoying. They've lost their sense of humor altogether.
I'm not disagreeing. I think it's a sad time in comedy history.
It'll come back, maybe.
I don't
Hopefully.
know. People are so sensitive. So who's picking? Is it my pick yet?
No, you just did pick. And who did you got? Another quarterback. You have 4 quarterbacks.
Oh no!
Now.
Oh no!
Will Levis.
Oh, Casey likes
All right.
Will Levis.
But you'll be able to make a trade. Okay,
no.
so I'm gonna go with Jerome Ford here. I think as a running back 2, you could do a lot worse than that.
Oh, I picked another quarterback. Oh no!
What if you take another?
I told you one year I did like the default picking. Like something happened, somebody changed the settings, and I didn't change my settings, and I picked like my first 4 picks were all kickers.
First 4. That's
4
hilarious.
kickers. 4 kick. I like because kickers gain a lot of points, and so it goes by points. And I had like my first 4 picks were, it was like unbelievable.
Oh, that's funny.
But the funny part was I ended up getting like second or I didn't win the league, but I came in second or third.
That's pretty good. All right,
So
now
now this is a good thing. So I have 4 quarterbacks. So I'll be looking at the rosters and seeing who doesn't have any quarterbacks.
I mean, you're gonna need a trade.
Oh, I will. I got a week. I'll figure it out.
All right, I like this pick, Zamir White. That was a good pick there.
Who picked that?
DeAndre Swift went to somebody other than me. Who picked it? Joe's lost son. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's my friend. We interviewed him. It's my friend Patrick Donovan, who's the defensive coach
of course,
at Windsor
Patrick.
College.
Yeah, he's great.
He's the defensive coach at Windsor College in
That's why I
Canada.
thought I knew him.
And he was like he was like an all college player in Canada. He was huge. He won all defensive player 2 years in a row. He went to the NFL combines and he didn't make it.
Really? That's pretty cool, though.
No, he's a monster. He's a monster. Yeah.
Chris Atwater says 2 running back league leaves things thin here. I assume he's talking about it running back. It's true. I mean, we're making all kinds of picks here that are.
I have 4 quarterbacks Atwater, so there you go.
And Justin Herbert goes 97th. I still think that's a pretty good pick. Christian Watson at 98. Okay, so I'm picking in 5 picks. And here's my question. Do I go with Nick Chubb here? Do I just go ahead and lock up that spot and no?
Did you take Gerald Ford or not?
I did.
So for a handcuff, this is a good question. For a handcuff, I would take Chubb because Chubb's going to come back.
But would you take him over, let's say, Singletary?
Yes. Chubb's upside and his ceiling is a lot higher than Singletary's, 100%.
Well, that's what I think.
The Giants are horrible. I mean, the Giants' offensive line is horrible. Their quarterback is horrible. Their whole team is horrible. I mean, I would not stack my team on the Giants.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, like when looking at my team, I like all the team alignment I have going, and I like the players. So okay, Chase Brown goes there, so I'm taking Chubb.
I like it a lot.
Okay, now I won't be slotting him into my flex spot as Yahoo just did for me. I will be putting him on.
You can change that. You change that after the draft.
Right, exactly. But now, all right, now let's. Okay, so this is interesting. Kyle Pitts is still out there. That's interesting.
Tight ends in our league has dropped tremendously because
for sure.
But Kyle Pitts, you and I both think he's going to have a good year with Cousins as his quarterback. So
I'm just running through and I'm just putting people on my list that might be good picks here. Here's who I have, Ross.
I love this team. Yeah, go.
Austin Eckler.
Yep.
Gus Edwards.
Yep. Gus the bus. Yep.
Let's see. I could do. I don't know about Jackson Smith and Jigba here. I don't know. I want to wait on him. Let's see. Who else might I go with? I just think I need some more running back there. Well, there's guys like Trey Benson.
Again, who's the best player available? Who else is around?
Let's see. Who best player available?
Shakir, any of those guys?
Yeah, Shakir. Oh wait. Oh no, I think he just went.
Oh, I did. Okay.
That's too bad. Well, I don't know what you think about Jordan Addison. I mean,
I like Jordan Addison, but I'm not in love with him. I'm afraid of Sam Donald. I mean, I really don't want any receivers. I don't want anything to do with the Minnesota offense.
I just think if he does that badly, he's not going to last. I think Addison I think Addison is the best player available here.
Well, he was I mean, he had a good year last year. I like Addison as a player. Just I'm afraid of the offense.
I'm definitely afraid of the offense, but
I would probably take Addison. He's
best player available. I mean, I can't see a player that's even nearly at his level that's still here. No. I mean, I guess you could say Jackson Smith-Njigba, but he hasn't shown as much.
He'll be more involved in the offense this year.
Rome Odunze is here.
I like Rome Odunze a lot. I took him in our Dynasty League, if you remember.
Would you take him over Addison? I don't think I would.
Probably not. I'll take Addison.
Interesting. You just took Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed.
You took him over Addison.
Again, I'm on.
You're not just on auto draft. You're like on drunk auto draft.
Rashid Shaheed. Who's he play for? Buffalo.
The Saints, right?
The Saints. I like Casey likes him too. So
Andrew Henderson. Thank you for watching us. He says Hollywood. How could you not win? I think I'm going to go with Jordan Addison, but I think you're saying Hollywood Brown. But
he's hurt. He's not 100%. But I like that Hollywood Brown too. I think he'll be huge in Kansas City.
I just went ahead and took best player available.
Who was it?
Jordan Addison. To me,
I think a good pick.
Baker Mayfield went with the pick before. Smith and Njigba was just before that. Kyle Pitts went in there somewhere. Oh my God! You cannot believe this, Ross. Something's wrong with your auto draft. Guess who you picked a fifth quarterback. you have Bo Nix.
I love Bo Nix.
All right, that's great that you love him, but my God.
Well, the thing is this: there's 12 teams in our league, right? So there's 30 teams in NFL or 32? 30? 1, 2, 3.
There are 32, right?
So I have 5 starting quarterbacks. So somebody's going to need a quarterback in their league, in their team.
Yes, definitely.
I got Bo Nix. That's funny.
If you take a 6th quarterback,
that'd be the best.
We're going to have to do an intervention. Chris Atwater says Shaheed equals speed. I feel the need for Shaheed.
I like Shaheed.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is the part of the draft also where I have to start like counting up bench spots because I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bench spots left. So 5 players left. And I got to start thinking about, I'm covered at quarterback. I know I'm not doing the 5 quarterback strategy of Ross and Boss, but okay, now we're getting some people drafting kickers. These must be auto drafts. Brandon Aubrey. Oh, wait, Justin Tucker, of course, went first. We got some defenses going. Sam Darnold was picked. I mean, look at this round. I got Jordan Addison. The next guy got Rome Odunze. These are good picks. And then we're talking defenses and kickers and Sam Darnold. And then Derek Carr. Let me ask a question. What do you think of Rico Dowdle?
I think he's going to share handoffs with Zeke. And I think he has a good shot of taking the job from Zeke. I think Rico could, I mean, he wasn't that great last year, but I think this year he has a good shot of really winning that job in Dallas. I think it's a great late pick. I'm not a big Zeke fan.
That's how I feel about it.
I think Zeke
he's
old.
He's an older running back. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. So Austin Eckler just went, should I take Rico Dowdle or Gus Edwards?
Gus the Bus. It's a great question.
I think I got to go Gus the Bus on this.
I would probably take Rico. I would take Rico just because Dallas loves to depend on that run.
And Dallas is such a great offense.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think Zeke could, if Zeke goes down, it's Rico's job. So,
all right, I'm taking Rico. I could go both ways on that. Maybe Gus Edwards will fall to me next. I can get them both.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll take a 6th quarterback.
Let's see. You are picking in 2 picks. I can't imagine you would.
It'd be great. That'd be tremendous. Casey would have field day with me. It'd be great.
All right. So I'm looking at best player available kind of stuff.
Yep.
And especially having taken Rico Dowdle, I feel like, well, now I'm probably going to end up with a wide receiver at this spot. Who would it be, though? I also could get Zeke, by the way, here. Would that be a good thing to do?
Who else is available?
I mean, plenty of people are available. There's Hollywood Brown. There's Romeo Dobbs. There's Gus the Bus is still there. I'd take the Gus the Bus over him.
I like Dobbs.
I like Dobbs. But I
don't know who your wide receivers. Yeah.
My wide receivers are Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, Tank Dell, and Jordan Addison. So, I mean, Dobbs as a 5th receiver is pretty good.
I like Dobbs. I think the ceiling on Dobbs is pretty high this year. I'm worried about the Chargers offense. I don't trust Harbaugh as a coach in the NFL, and I don't know. I'm trying to stay away from Chargers.
I get you.
The number 1 receiver is Palmer. I mean, seriously, good luck.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad. I mean, Ladd McConkey could end up being good, but he's going to have to be good for them to be good, you know? Guess who you just picked? Gus the Bus.
Oh, I did?
You took him.
That's an auto drafter.
What about Jonathan Brooks?
He's not playing, at least for the first 4 games. Coming off a huge injury. I like him. I think he's a good running back. I don't know when he's going to be healthy. So there you go.
Okay, well, that may be, but I'm going to take him anyway. Am I? It's going to be either him or Dobbs. Him, Dobbs, or Hollywood Brown?
Ooh, I'll probably take Hollywood Brown.
I think
Hollywood Brown, he's going to be Mahomes' number 1 receiver over Kelsey, I think, but we'll see.
I agree. I took Hollywood Brown. It's just the value is too good. I mean, he's the best player available there.
Yeah.
I was debating between Hollywood Brown in an earlier pick, and I got him later. All right, so now I've got 3 picks left, then a kicker, and a defense.
With defense and kicker, you can wait as your last picks. Doesn't matter.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you're getting 12-team league. You're going to have a pick of the 24 defenses. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Tell me who else is getting picked.
I'm scrolling down to see who's there. Okay, so David Njoku just went. Jonathan Brooks went 141st. Jake Ferguson. I think some of these are auto drafts because they're picking tight ends like there's a position to fill when there isn't. Evan Ingram went. Chuba Hubbard went. Dontavian Wicks.
I like him. He's another receiver for Green Bay. I like the Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah. Do you like him more than Romeo Dobbs, though?
About the same.
All right.
Wicks was one of my sleeper picks. He had he had some huge games when Dobbs was hurt.
Yeah. All right, 3 picks left. This is going to be interesting. I just got to figure out how to use.
Is this a record in fantasy football, picking 5 quarterbacks in a draft?
I've never. Yes, that sounds like a record to me.
Thank you.
For multiple reasons. It's like usually you wouldn't be able to get a 5th quarterback even if you wanted to.
I have 5 starting quarterbacks in a league that has 32 teams. So I have what percentage that's
20, you've got 5 out of 32. You're
18%.
It's about 15%. Oh, Joe's lost son just took Ezekiel Elliott, who I only wanted to take because it just would wrap up the situation for me, you know? All right. Now, we've got to choose best player available. Who's that going to be? Is it Zach Charbonnet? Is it what do we think of Josh Downs? No.
Who? Josh who?
Josh Downs. Ty Chandler. I could get Bucky Irving, my handcuff.
Ty Chandler's a handcuff, and so is
should I get Bucky Irving just to have the handcuff for Rachaad White?
Yeah, I would do that.
At this point in the draft, it seems like the right thing to do. Okay, so now I've got the Browns and the Tampa Bay running backs, and then I have Rico Dowdle. And my receivers are set, and my quarterback's set. And I got 2 picks left. All right, I feel good about that pick. Now, best player available again. Let's talk about best player available. Well, there's Chris Atwater's boy Vidal. He loves him.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone yet.
I know, me too. There's Keon Coleman.
I like Keon Coleman. He's right now is my favorite one you just said.
So far, he's my favorite one also.
He's going to be starting in Buffalo, and Josh Allen has to throw the ball to somebody.
He just got taken by you. That's funny.
Oh, that's how much I liked him.
That's good. I don't. Ooh. TJ Hawkinson.
He's not playing until week 6 or 7 or 8. Yep. He's hurt. He's coming off a huge injury. I mean, he's been running on the sidelines. He looks. I mean, he said he can play, but they're not going to risk it. They'll wait.
They'll definitely wait, but
if you can wait for 8 weeks, yeah.
Is it going to be 8 weeks? Is that what you think?
I think he'll be back in November.
You just took Jordan Mason.
See, that's a great handcuff because your guy Mitchell is out for the year, so Mason's automatically the second string running back in San Francisco. Yep. So for me. And McCaffrey's not going to be carrying the ball 30 times a game. He'll be resting, so they can't do that. So Mason will be getting the ball. So my 5 quarterbacks, can I trade you one of my quarterbacks?
Well, I have 3 quarterbacks, so I may not be the team to deal with. But all right, let's see. Who do I want to get here? Ty Chandler. Jalen Wright. I actually like Jalen Wright.
Who's he play for? I don't even know.
Dolphins. No, he's the 3rd Dolphins running back, so he would need some things to go right. But
that's a pun. I like that.
I like a big upside play.
Yeah, I mean the thing about these picks, you'll be waiving a lot of these guys during the first week, so. Pick Casey Scheinfeld. Doesn't matter. You're going to be waiving the guy.
It's true.
I mean, who's that guy I texted you guys on our text chain? I think you should draft him.
Who was that?
Dick Felt.
Dick Felt.
It's a real guy. I send you the baseball card.
I know. Listen, I in high school we had I didn't have this guy. We had a chemistry teacher at the school named Dick Sack. That was his name. All right, Jerry Jeudy just went.
It's a good pick.
Zach Charbonnet went before that.
Yep.
What do you think about Adonai Mitchell? Oh, Bryce Young went late. That's not a bad snag for a quarterback in this league.
Yeah, you need a third quarterback. Surprised I didn't take him.
Yeah, seriously. What were you thinking?
I don't know. I wanted to just much I draft all quarterbacks.
Well, now my question is: should I draft a 4th quarterback? I mean, I could draft.
I just gave you. I mean, who can you get? Drake who?
I can get Drake May, or I can get Justin Fields. Now, I understand neither of them are starting right now, but
I don't think it. I think picking Justin Fields is a good idea. I would.
I think Justin Fields is a good idea. I don't love Drake May.
I don't trust Wilson at all. I think Wilson will either lose his job or get hurt. He has a short leash. They're not going to let this guy. Trust me. They have two good quarterbacks. They're not going to let some guy win the season.
No, I agree.
So
if he falls to me,
good.
If he falls to me,
take him.
I'll take him.
Take him.
And you're not even picking before me, so you're not going to steal him from me with your.
I don't know what
sixth quarterback. That's really weird. Auto draft doesn't usually do that. It usually fills in positions.
I know. Dick Trickle is a professional sports car driver. I know who Dick Trickle is, an NASCAR driver.
And then, but who knows who Cole Trickle is?
Cole Trickle, no.
Cole Trickle was Tom Cruise's character in Days of Thunder. I don't know why I know that.
How about the pitcher Dick Pole? Do you like that?
Dick Pole. Yep. Dick Pole. All right, I'm gonna take Justin Fields here. It's
Justin Fields. He's off the board.
Now listen, I'm gonna.
He'll be waived at week 2. I mean, these guys are not going to be on your team.
Probably not. Here's a question I have for you: is it worth taking T.J. Hawkinson now if he's still there? Because I can stash him.
Right, but in our league, you don't have to start a tight end. But is he the best player?
I don't have to,
available?
but I mean his number. Well, the problem really is that he's in Minnesota.
Yeah, he doesn't have Kirk Cousins there anymore.
He's an injured tight end in Minnesota. I mean, I dealt for him in a dynasty league, and then Kirk Cousins left. Well, first he got injured, and then Kirk Cousins left. So that was not.
I'm hoping I can trade one of my quarterbacks to. How many quarterbacks does Atwater have on his team? Go look real quick.
You just took Kamani Vidal. So let's see. I'll go take a look. Hold on. Chris Atwater is South Coast. He's got Lamar Jackson.
He's good.
And he's got Trevor Lawrence and Bryce Young. So if Lawrence is really hurting him or he gets an injury,
I might have a sucker. I might have a guy to trade with.
And you have Vidal, who he loves.
I'm surprised. How did I get Vidal over him?
Don't know.
How many picks are left in our draft?
Well,
we're almost done.
Yeah, all I have left is kicker and defense.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to figure that out. Let's see. I'm definitely kicker is always last. So team defenses. Let's talk about this. Miami, Buffalo, Philadelphia. I mean, look, I don't love defenses in general, but those would probably be my picks. Let's see. How did they do last year? Which is a ridiculous way to look at it.
No, what you should look at is, honestly, and tell the viewers this, you should look at the first week's schedule and see who has the best matchups, because you're not going to be keeping your defense either.
That's true.
So,
all right, so let me look at the matchups.
I can tell you who I've been taking in all my leagues. I've been taking Cincinnati because they play probably the worst offense to start the season at home.
Who do they play?
Who's the worst offense? It just tipped you off. Who's the worst? Who's predicted to be the worst team in the league? The second worst. One of the worst teams in the league. How about that one?
There's so many bad teams. Hold on, I have to concentrate on my pick. Buffalo went.
Who's the worst team in the league?
Well, Cincinnati's gone. So who do I take?
Oh, it was Cincinnati. That's what I'm taking.
Philadelphia.
They're playing in
Houston.
Brazil. Who are they playing?
I don't even know.
Oh, who else?
Well,
give me some more teams.
Green Bay.
Yeah, take Green Bay. They have a good offense. They have a good defense.
Okay, Green Bay it is. And now, for the kicker, I got to take a kicker.
Yeah, give me some names.
Tyler Bass.
Yeah.
Young Ho Koo.
I love Koo. I love Koo. So far he's done. I love that too. Give me some more names.
Let's see. Jake Bates for Detroit.
Yeah.
Our old friend Matt Prater in Arizona.
Not bad. Who else?
Let's see.
So
Dustin Hopkins in Cleveland.
He's fine.
Matt Gay in Indianapolis.
He's good.
Jason Myers.
I guess I would take Koo. He was awesome last year, and I had him last year. He was great. I mean, Atlanta's offense was so stagnant at the red zone. It was great.
But will they be this year?
No, they'll be a lot better. But Koo was like automatic. He didn't miss a kick within 50 yards the whole year, I don't think.
And he makes them from long.
He's like this Korean.
It's either him or Bass. And then we'll wrap up on this. Now let's see.
Bass to me, it was the horrible last year. So I would just I would not pick Bass.
Ooh, this is a good pick. Chris Atwater says Ross is right. New Orleans at home versus Carolina. That seems like a pretty good pick.
New Orleans at home. Oh, that's a great pick.
Koo kicked in the Sun Belt. Awesome. So maybe I shouldn't. Should I just
Koo hasn't kicked in college in years? And who cares
should I go back and take New Orleans, or are they gone? Oh, they're gone anyway.
No one's picking New Orleans. Oh, I'm sure Atwater picked New Orleans 100%.
Let's find out.
There's no way he did it. Trust me. He was at my wedding. Was it your wedding? I get them mixed up.
You're right. He did. It was my wedding.
Of course he did.
But you are right.
Of course. I mean, he was at your wedding. Remember, we carried him out. He was so drunk. Each guy took a leg and arm, and we all carried him out.
This is a defamation lawsuit in the making. Don't worry, Chris. I know that didn't happen. All right. So after this, I'm going to take Koo if he's available. If he's not, I'll take Bass.
I love Koo.
Russell Wilson just went.
Really? He went this late? Wow.
I mean, and I picked Fields ahead of him. Ooh.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce just went. That's a pretty good pick. Okay. I'm going with Koo.
It's a good one.
And the draft is, or at least my draft is complete. All right, guys. Well, it has been, I like Leonard Bast. Who is that? I don't even know.
Leonard Bast?
I don't know who he is. Is it a kicker?
Leonard
Bast. Hold on, let me search.
I think Adwar's been drinking moonshine.
Before we wrap up, we're going to figure out who Leonard Bast is.
Let's Google it. I'm sure
he was already taken.
I've heard of the guy.
I have never heard of him either. Leonard.
I follow football.
Oh, looks like he's a TV actor.
I think Atwater's been drinking. Yeah, he's
Howard's End, he says. Okay, yeah. Because it is the end. I see, Chris. I like it. All right. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. We were loaded with MFSN today with our running back preview and then the draft. And Ross, thanks for running this league. I'm your assistant.
Well, you're my co-commissioner. You're the assistant to the commissioner, which I appreciate.
Yep. And Chris Atwater says you watch movies, right? Yes, we do. Although I have not seen Howard's End.
240. I've seen over 240 movies to be exact.
Is that it? I've seen far more than that.
You ever see you watch The Office or no?
I do watch The Office, but I don't remember that.
Remember when Dwight was talking to Andy when he first came to the office and they were talking about I'm the director of sales or whatever. And then Dwight goes, well, the director is the highest ranking person on a movie. I've seen over 240 movies. Crazy stat. It's great.
240 movies.
That's what Dwight said to Andy. It's a good episode. Great show.
All right. Well, we'll be talking about this offline probably, but it was a pleasure, guys. Tune in on Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. Did your camera run out of battery? Okay, so Tuesday, Ross and Casey will be running a football waiver wire show, which is kind of a pre-waiver wire show. I believe you're doing that, right, Ross? That is 4 p.m.
We'll do
a strategy show or something.
We'll do more strategy. We're not going to do like waiver wire. We can't.
There's no waiver wires to make. So That'll be Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Then on Thursday, we'll do more strategy with me, Casey, and Ross. That'll be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific as well. And that'll be the day of the first game. So after that, waiver wire will be on Tuesday's strategy.
City,
is it Baltimore, Kansas City?
I think so.
I think that's right.
Yeah. And then happy Labor Day. Everybody make sure you have a fun day on Monday.
Yep. Hope everybody has a great holiday weekend.
We have college football this weekend. I'm excited about. Okay, great.
Here we go. We're off and running. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Ross, thanks for being here with me.
Okay, pal. I'll see you soon.
Okay.